After watching the men's national team of the United States of America get their asses kicked by Costa Rica 4-0, after losing to Mexico 2-1 in Columbus for the first time ever, I barely slept last night. And it took every fiber of my being to not start chucking shit around in a fit of outrage at 2 in the morning. So here's what's troubling me. The man who has unilateral control over our whole men's program as technical director and manager of the full team, Jurgen can't coach. And he never could. He lasted less than a year at Bayern Munich because he was so terrible, as highlighted in highly respected Philipp Lahm's book. And then it's widely known that Jogi Löw was the coaching mastermind in Germany's run to third place in the 2006 World Cup. It wasn't Jurgen. He just had that European shine that we so desperately crave for ourselves in this sport, and that former player success that we wanted our own players to be exposed to, so we blindly gave him the keys to the castle while assuming he's from Germany and he won a World Cup as a player, so he knows a lot more than we do. Deference to him. But we should have known better, because this is a man that wanted to play for Tottenham, and nobody wants to play for Tottenham because they don't win jack. Also, and what may be even more troubling for me, is that this coach, who can't coach, thinks he's a great coach, which you can see when he throws players under the bus after they didn't execute his flawless game plan. And this is where I have a problem with him, and with Bob Bradley before him used to grumble about the same thing, and with a lot of fans out there when it said that we don't have enough talent or our players aren't good enough. I mean, if you were truly a great coach, then you would be getting the most out of the talent at your disposal, because that is what great coaches do. They don't bitch and moan about what they don't have, they take pride in what they do have, and they still figure out a way to have success. So I can say with 100% certainty that this coach isn't getting the most out of these current players. Yo, stop doing that. You're taking my job. And actually, what may be even more troubling for me than what I said before is that this coach who can't coach, who thinks he's a great coach, is somehow overcoaching. He regularly plays players out of position. He tries new formations before big games, and he tinkers with the lineup when there's no reason to. Like that time in the 2014 World Cup where he took out the one guy that started for us in all of the group games in defensive midfield, which is just, I don't know, one of the most important positions on the field, because they protect the back four and they allow the defense to transition to offense. And I don't know, you just thought, oh, we'll put in this other guy because he played against Marwan Fellaini a few times, and it was a total joke. We gave up more shots on goal than any team in World Cup history because the players weren't used to having this other guy in midfield. The spacing was different. He wasn't moving the same spots. He wasn't protecting anything, and I'm still bitter about it. And I believe that. I believe that it's all bullshit. I believe that it's all bullshit. I believe that it's all bullshit. I believe that he does these things to have an easy mechanism to push the blame somewhere else, usually on the players that didn't perform or didn't execute his tactics properly, which is more of a reflection on him, I think. Or my favorite is when he somehow turns one of his failed ideas into a subtle way to talk down to the media and the fans, because how dare we question the judgment of one of the greatest minds in the history of the sport. But it is a shell game being played by a charming man who's trying to distract you from the fact that he can't coach. And lest we forget, he can't technical director either. We haven't qualified for the last 2 Olympics under his watch. I really want to sink my teeth into that, but that is a whole other video, and I just want to focus on this one. So in summation, it is time for Jurgen to go for 2 reasons. One, even though he had a few great moments with the team and broadened our player pool, which I applaud, he's not good enough for us anymore, and we deserve better. 2, I don't believe anyone should have the national team job for more than 4 years, 1 World Cup cycle, because the players need to hear a fresh voice, and he's in year 5. So US Soccer President Sunil Gulati, if you're watching, and I know you will once someone tells you about it, and you'll feel compelled to see how I'm running my mouth now, our next World Cup qualifiers aren't until March, which gives us plenty of time to hire someone new and get them acclimated to the players and the staff and the vast size of our country, which leads to a pretty complicated infrastructure. And you could go foreign again. Marcelo Bielsa, Louis van Gaal, Lars Lagerbäck are some names that jump to mind that have some experience. Or you could keep it in-house with Bruce Arena, Ziggy Schmid, Tab Ramos. But if you want to get really bold, then there's only one choice. Me! Let's go, baby! Let's make American soccer great for once!